Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ethan from More Leads, More Revenue, and touching on my last video, which was just how to create a simple web page in Elementor. This time we're going to use OptimizePress. And the purpose of these videos is not to teach you how to become a web designer or not to pitch you my services, but to just show you that if you want to have a go at it, you can. It's not such a scary platform. And if you want to start by building your own website, then this is a good way to do it now. OptimizePress is a really good option. OptimizePress is set up as almost like an alternative for ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels is very, very famous for creating really clean funnels that convert and sell people into digital products, and sometimes they sell them into physical services as well. But it's expensive. Off memory, it's like $120 US a month. Now, so if you're in Australia, that's a lot of money to be spending every single month on just some web hosting and a really good platform. Whereas we can do the same thing with OptimizePress for a fraction of the cost, and we might pay a couple $100 a year with OptimizePress. And sure, it doesn't have the slick marketing and the guy at the top preaching and the books and all that sort of stuff, but it is a really, really good system that can take payments online, create funnels, create websites, and it's just easy to use. So I'm going to run you through the back end of OptimizePress. I want to show you what I have done and how you can do the same thing, and I'm going to show you how to use some templates. I'm going to show you how to build some stuff from scratch. What I'm not going to show you is how to go really in depth and spend hours tweaking every little aspect of the website to make it look like it was done for $10,000. I just want to show you how to do it yourself, and so then it might just motivate you. Maybe you'll become a web designer, maybe you won't, I don't know, but it's there. So I'm going to minimize me down into the corner here. Okay, so boom. So a little bit about what I do. I do build websites for a living. I don't build them as fast as you'll see me doing it here, because of course I'm building them for a different purpose. But it is it is something that I focus on, because when I build a website, then I can upsell them into SEO, which is my main game. I like to do SEO more so than I like to do web design. So the fact that I'm showing you guys how to do it is great, because maybe I'll do more SEO and less web design. So with OptimizePress, I'll show you what I've installed. So I've bought the full suite, obviously. It comes with Optimize Builder, Optimize Funnels, Smart Theme, Checkouts, and Urgency. Urgency is just a plugin that you can throw in, and it creates a little timer, and it says that this offer is going to run out in a day or whatever. It's cool. I don't use it for a lot of things. Optimize Checkouts is really good because it allows you to process credit cards on your website. Smart Theme is the theme which runs in the background of your website. So over here, we will have a theme that we'll use, and oftentimes you'll just get a generic 2021 or whatever they're offering at the moment, WordPress will give you. But it's always nice just to upgrade it and make something a bit more elegant, faster, and cleaner, suited towards what we want to do. Good thing is Smart Theme can also be used with Elementor. But Elementor has their own theme, so if you're going to build websites in Elementor, just use their theme instead. Now from here, I'm going to go to Create New Page. And you'll see that there's a lot of different ways to create a page here. You can pretty much grab a collection, and you can see that it comes with a webinar registration page, confirmation, and room. So if, for example, your website is built on a different plugin, whether it be Divi or Elementor, you can still include this as your funnel, and you can download this collection. So if I click View Collection, it will show me these different pages which they've already pre-made, just so it's a lot easier. So you can just come in here, you can swap out your video, your face, change your colors, and maybe instead of 3-step formula to launch your landing page design, it could be your 3-step formula to having the greenest grass in the neighborhood. Could be anything. Now we're gonna start with using one of these templates just so you can see how easy it is to adapt and edit. I haven't planned this video in advance, so I'm going to look for one that I think looks good. What do we have here? This looks like a cool one. Thank you page, business page, blah, blah, blah. Freedom business. No. Simple opt-in. So these are really good because, you know, if you don't want to spend the time creating it, it just gives you a simple page, enter your email, and that's it. Free book. So you can just keep going through, and you can do a lead gen landing page or a newsletter, blah, blah, landing page for whatever they're offering. Whatever you want, they generally have, and you can also buy themes as well. So let's go to business retreat, hey? Just because it looks easy. And this comes with all of these different pages. So you could hire a web designer, or you can figure it out yourself, which is how we can do it. And the easiest way to figure it out is to start with something, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to design a web page from scratch, you don't know that you don't know how to do something, and you don't know that you want something because you don't actually know that it exists, if that makes any sense. So if you haven't, it's like painting a picture. If you don't have that inspiration, or you don't have that artistic touch, you're going to sit there for hours. But at least if we can give you a picture to edit, you can probably turn it into something really cool. That's how I think about it anyway. Everyone needs ideas. Even the best web designers in the world will occasionally use a template, and there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes templates, they just work. Some people hate them, some people love them. At the end of the day, whatever the customer wants, the customer gets. Oh, bummer. Okay, I've hit the About Us page for this, but that's not a worry. So this here is what your page structure is like. Now you can see this highlighting ever so slightly. It's quite a feminine page, some sort of retreat, which is fine. Cool. So up here we have elements. If I click on this, I can add a headline just here. I can edit that headline using any of these tabs, which is good. If I want, I can just drag across any of these elements. I forgot what they're called. Whether it's credit card, I can throw in SoundCloud, a video thumbnail. Here's your countdown timers, etc. All this sort of stuff. It's just a drag, and it's just a drop. And you can see I can put it above the headline. I can put it over in this side, so you'll see it lights up. Oh, there we go. Below the headline, and it's probably, you can't see because it's, there we go. And then if I want to move that down, I can just go space above element. And it's so easy. Okay, so I'm giving you away, I'm giving you a possible business opportunity here. Download templates, edit them, sell people websites for cheap, keep the difference. It's not what I do, but I like to create one of a kind sort of custom stuff. Whereas if you don't, that's fine. You just do you. Let's edit this background. Actually, we'll start up here. So we'll say About Us. That's fine. We'll leave the About Us page. I don't like this because this is now logo. We don't have a logo, and that's fine. I'm just going to replace it with any old image. Here we go. Forbes. Insert Forbes. Over here, these are our menus. We don't have any other pages set up, so nothing's going to populate there. If I want to change the color of this background, I'm simply going to make sure that the outline of the section is highlighted in blue. Come here. This is a background color. I'm going to change it. We'll go something a little more pinky, hey, to suit that, what they've got going on there. If I wanted to, I could have an image. I can even have a video. If I have a video, then I can overlay it with another color. So what they've done on this block here is they've overlaid this with, so there's a color, and there's an image. So they've just put a color over the top. Now we can change this color, make it more pinky again. Maybe that's the wrong one. Oh yeah, sorry. See, we can make this a bit more pinky. Or we can go a bit more green, we can go a bit more black. It's very easy, and it just, the benefit of this is if you're having white text, it makes it a lot easier to read, because if I, why is that? It's not letting me click away. The old computer's struggling with recording videos. Okay, So let's say there is none whatsoever. Oh, bugger. Okay. So if this was just a pure, it's still got a little bit of a tint the image does naturally, but if it didn't, then this would be quite hard for us to read. So, if you're going for a white text and you throw in like a dark tint, if you're going through a dark text, then you might throw in a light tint over everything. Same thing with this. So this is a picture that I put in here. If I want to edit this image, then we will throw in we'll throw in a picture of a computer, because why not? Hey, computers are cool. And then there is a pinky color. So if I want to throw in a pink overlay, I will, and then I'll drag this, because at the moment its opacity is 100. Boom, there you go. That's why we're different, us versus you. Now this font may be cool for what they want to sell. It's not for what I want to sell. I personally like something a bit more generic, something straight up. And we might make this a little bit bold as well. Extra bold. Boom. Us and you. This here is just a simple text box. Now I've got everything aligned to the side here. So if I was to edit this column, I would make sure the column is highlighted in blue, come over to this cog, and then we can add in some gutters. We can add in some space above it. So now we're moving this whole thing, okay? We can go to advanced options over here and we can start editing things even more. So if I drag, oh, maybe there's no point in dragging that one. If I drag this one, you can see how everything is moving. So we'll bring that back to what it was, which was somewhere around there. Let's switch out this image, because that's not us. Same thing, I can just remove this image and I can just have a blank page there. If I wanted to bring something else in there completely, then I might throw in an opt-in form. And we can select our design, edit integration, we'll go emails, we'll go next step. It's all very easy to follow along. You just start playing around with things. Next step, notification. So what this means is, once they've entered their details, this just pops up. If we clicked on this one, then we could go time sensitive offers / thank you, and then that pops up. Or we can create a pop-up and it can be an overlay and it says, hey, thank you, but we're just going to go for notification. Done. Okay, so now we have this web form embedded just here. And if I want to move this form around, I can also mark it as, I can edit it and then mark it as a global element. So that means I can just throw this onto any page and the settings will remain the same. But I don't want to do that at the moment. I want to edit it. Space above element. Well, let's just bring it down a bit. We might want to change the color of this button. So we edit with this little thing here. I don't know what they call that. Color palette thing. Let's go green. Okay, there we go. It looks hideous, but it gives you an idea of just what you can do with just drag and drop builders. These here are little icons that have come with the page. So I can switch that out, because Leaf has nothing to do with customers. And I might search up, say, staff. I'm not really sure what that means either. I think it's holding food. We can come down here and we have a little feature block, we have a heading, we have more text. It's as simple as editing, clicking on something like this and just changing it. Let's make this text black and let's change we can go to this strange font. And then before you know it, you now have started customizing your page. And let's say, for example, you didn't like this. I don't want that there. Delete it. So we just delete again. Here's us now philosophy. Good thing. I'll show you something we can do with this, if it will let me. I might be thinking of Elementor. Yeah, I'm thinking of Elementor. That's fine. So in Elementor, what you can do is you can hover over this and the box will flip and then it'll show you the bio or something like that. So those are really cool. We can also hyperlink this box, which just means we can create the box as a link somewhere else in our page. So we might, type in homepage or something like that. And a good practice for whenever you add a link is to, especially if you're opening a link to take you away from your website, is open it in a new tab. That way your website's still open. Because if you open it in the same tab that this is in, then people will go from your website to, say, Facebook, and then they'll forget about you. But at least if your browser is, or if your page is already open on their browser constantly, then it's going to look a lot better. So let's edit this. Again, it's so easy. You just come down here, and we might go, oh, that's the wrong one. Background. Now let's assume that we don't actually want all of this. So we might just say, you know what, we don't want 3 columns. Now we have 2. And then it's just a matter of just resizing these and picking out how you want to do it. So this one here is a little bit different size. So this is a different column that I want to mess with. Column gutter. Bring that down there. Space above element. And then we probably just want to change the size of the image. Width to 100%. There we go. Come on. Why is that not working? I think I edited the gutter too much. Come on. There we go. Advanced options. We don't want that. We want to bring that down to 0. Minimum height. So here we go. This is something that I'm not actually sure how they edited this. How did they do that? Because you can see the middle of the column is just here. And it's just shifted 50-50. Anyway, this is what happens when you edit a pre-made template. Is that that's sometimes they do things that you're just not sure of how to do. That's fine. We'll just delete this whole element right here. But hey, it's at least you get to see that even though I build websites, I don't know everything. There are plenty of times I'll sit there fiddling around with something and I'll be wanting to get what I have in my head, or I'll be wanting to edit something on a template, but I just can't figure it out. And it might take me a long time and I'll have to come back to it. Nobody's perfect. So if you see, it's kind of like on Instagram, you see everyone's life and everyone's perfect, everyone's doing so well. Everyone's struggling too. No one's an expert at fitness, no one's an expert at web design, everyone's learning. So don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Just kidding, that's off Toy Story. If you haven't seen Toy Story, you should go see Toy Story. So, once again, we have this template. So easy to edit, okay? It's very, very easy. You can literally just open this up and see, okay, what is this? This is an icon. What is it? Oh, it's a simple delete. That's cool. I didn't know what a simple delete was. But hey, let's make it bigger. No, actually, we like it smaller. And maybe instead of that, you might want to change it to an arrow, or we might want to have an arrow pointing down. So, all these little things that, you might not have thought, hey, I know, we'll put a little feature box up here, just saying back to basics. A lot of people would have just gone straight to this main headline, peace and tranquility. But this just adds in just that little extra touch that you probably didn't think of. And that's the beauty of using a template. It gives you these little ideas to say, that looks nice, I want to do that. So the use of it here again, it looks nice. Come down here, and then something you might not have thought of was using an outline, but only on a few of the borders. So if I exit this, you can see there's a top border, and there's a top border here, and these are just custom elements. Let's see what code they've put in here. So this is a Google Maps code. So all we'll have done is gone to the Google Map listing, injected this code. I'll show you a pretty cool thing you can do if you don't know how to do it. It's just simple. This here is just nothing. So what we can do is we can say tel for telephone, and then we can enter in this number. So we go 1-800-222-2222. Boom. Okay. And then this will essentially, I didn't save that just then. It'll essentially become a link that then you can click on. And it always pays to throw in the area code and the, so if I go plus, because we're in Australia, if I go plus 614, okay, that's my phone number. Preview. And see how it opens that, and I can say open on my Google phone, and it'll send me a notification straight to my phone to say, hey, let's ring. So that's how you can create show new tab, blah blah. No follow, we don't need no follow links here anyway. Okay, so now if I click on that, that's exactly what it's going to do. With this, you can do the same. You can highlight this and send a link to your Google Maps. So this here is a Google Maps, you don't need it, but if you were to do that, you would just, I think it's map to, you'd enter your details there. Simple as. What else can we show you here? This is simple stuff. It's just, yeah, it's very easy. So easy. But let's say we want to do something different. So we'll just start deleting things off this, and I'll show you what it's like just to start from scratch. Because you might not find a template that you want to use, and that's fine. There's no one size fits all. That's why you have custom developing. I'm going to click on sections. If I come over to sections, I can choose for a dark theme, and I can just drag across this block, and now instead of being that template, now I just have a templated block. So I can show you that again. If I come to sections, I can, that's a call to action. I might go to a hero image, or hero is like the big banner that you see at the top of a page. Might throw that in the top there, see if that'll just drop there for me. And see, now we have this, and you know, this can be a button so then they can watch more of a video. And you can see that I haven't done much, but I am just throwing things in there. Metrics. Let's see what we can pop in for this, because this is something that we might not normally think of. And all you need to do here is just go through and start editing it. So this is for the dark theme, which just means it's just a dark background. I can do the exact same thing for light, which just changes how things pop in. So if you want to have a background on something, then generally I'd choose the dark theme, because then I can come to edit it and I can throw in a background image of whatever I want. You know, we'll throw this yoga person in there, and then I can throw an overlay, and I can make that about 60%. And now you can see that it looks a little bit better than just the old plain Jane, and it looks better than this generic color. So if I was doing the same for this, I might keep a color, but we might go more for that pinky. Ugh. 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 There's a yucky color. So now all of a sudden we're starting to go back towards what we just had, which is really nice. So if you really just take the time, you can create a web page in a very short amount of time. I can come back to sections and I can just pick another section. You can base your entire website off this. It's testimonials. You'll see some really cool testimonials in here. One I like. Which one did I like? I think I like this one. I like this one because it has a little bit of a border. I don't have to go through and I don't have to, you know, add this padding and, you know, bring the website, bring the, you know, columns in. It's just there. So you can see you don't have to be a genius to build a website. If you want to do it from scratch, we can throw in a section. In this section, we can throw in a testimonial. You'll see this is slightly different styling. But again, it's just so easy. Now, I could just keep going and show you more and more things, but I think you're getting the idea now that it's not rocket science. And these guys have a big library of stuff. And I don't have an affiliate link for these guys, but I might put one in the description. If you want to buy it, then click my link. If you just want to check it out now before I put the link in, and then that's fine too. But it's called OptimizePress. It really is so easy to build a website. And if you're considering using Wix or Weebly or any of those things, don't. Use this instead. I guarantee you it'll be so much easier. The downside, there is one downside to this I forgot to mention. Their opt-in form is so crap because it only accepts your email, your name, and your last name. So your first name, last name, and email. You can't edit it to throw in address, phone number, and personalized message. It's just, that's what it is. So it's kind of annoying. This is OptimizePress 3. OptimizePress 2 had that. You could easily create a form. So this is like the one downside. But to get around this, I will show you what we will do. So add a new section. We'll go 2 columns for this one. What am I doing? Custom HTML. And then I will click on this custom HTML, and before this I will go back to my back end and I'll download something like Contact Form 7 or any sort of contact form plugin, create the contact form in that plugin, and then that will spit me out HTML code, and then I paste the HTML code in here and do it that way. The downside is it's very annoying to edit. And I'll show you here. So this is just a page I threw together. This it's just like a lead gen page just to capture quotes. But you can see here that this is, I just threw in a very blank opt-in form because I couldn't be bothered, really going through and editing it properly. But I forgot I had that. But so this is just a HTML code. And I've created the form elsewhere, and I've told them that this needs to be required. They might not have an electricity bill, so I didn't say that's required. States, I put only the states that we service, because there is no point me having a drop down with every state of every country or whatever. So it's very easy to customize this stuff. That's the only downside that I've found so far with OptimizePress. Otherwise, she's pretty good. So I hope this website or this demonstration didn't disappoint, because I'm not trying to show you how to become a web developer. I'm just trying to inspire you to give it a go and have a crack at it yourself, because if we can have more people building their own websites, then perhaps we can have less people being ripped off, and you'll be able to save some of that money, because you might spend $5,000 on a website, but if you spend $5,000 learning how to advertise, you'll get a better return on investment, because there's no point in having a $5,000 website if no one's looking at it. And vice versa, there's no point in having an absolute dog shit website with thousands of people looking at it. So at least this way you can create something that's worthy of attention and is going to look good. That way you can spend some money on ads, because I guarantee you're going to lose money on ads. And it'll take you a while to get the hang of it. But once you do get the hang of it, you'll be very good with your advertising. So if you can save a little bit of money on your website, then this is how to do it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do the normal things that people do on YouTube. And I'm going to try and put out a few more of these videos in the coming weeks as well. Try and do one every couple of days. All right. Peace out.